That night, the Lee mansion's lawn swayed under the cool breeze. Wyan sat curled up on a lounge chair with Myra and Lena, the three wrapped in soft blankets, cups of warm tea in hand. So Lena leaned in, eyes glinting mischievously. "How's Mr. Taehyung?" Wyan sipped her tea slowly, refusing to give them the satisfaction. "He's fine, that's all you'll say," Myra laughed. "Yes," Wyan replied, deadpan, which only made them laugh harder. Lena wiggled her brows. "You know, people always say V and Taehyung look almost the same, but honestly, Taehyung is hotter and sexier." Wyan nearly choked, glaring at her. "Behave, he's your brother-in-law, Lena." Beth, her friends, burst into laughter, teasing her endlessly as Wyan rolled her eyes and muttered, "Unbelievable." After the giggles died down, Wyan turned the tables. She gave Myra a sly look. "Enough about me. How's your man doing?" Myra froze, her eyes darting away. "What about him?" she said too quickly, her cheeks turning red. Lena smirked. "Oh, here it comes." Wyan smirked knowingly. "I mean, Moki's okay, right?" "Mochi," Lena sang dramatically, making Myra bury her face in her hands, her entire face crimson. "Stop it, both of you," Myra groaned, though a soft smile betrayed her. "Come on, tell us." Wyan nudged. Myra peeked up, lips tugging into a shy smile. "He's the best boyfriend I could ask for. Sweet, lovely, caring, and yes, sexy too," if Lena and Wyan teased in unison, making Myra swat the air at them. But then her tone softened, sadness creeping in. "But Hyman still hasn't found a job yet. It stresses him out, and I don't like seeing him this way." Wyan reached for her hand. "Hey, don't worry. He's talented. He'll find something. I even told him he could join our company if he wants." Myra shook her head. "Corporate life isn't really his thing. He's more into fashion." Lena tapped her chin thoughtfully. Wait a sec. Why doesn't Hyman work with Taehyung?" Myra hesitated. But Taehyung's already struggling to balance everything on his own. "Exactly," Lena said. "Wouldn't it help both of them?" Wyan tilted her head, thinking, "Actually, you're right. Taehyung's planning something big, very big. He'll need experienced people with him." "Get me Hyman's CV, Myra. I'll have Taehyung reach out to him in a week." Myra's eyes widened, hope lighting up her face. "Really? You think it'll work?" Wyan smiled warmly. "I don't think, I know." Myra hugged both of them tightly, whispering, "Thank you." The girls drifted into laughter again, the cold breeze wrapping around them like a secret promise of what was coming next. The night was quiet in the Kim mansion. The moon hung low, the cool breeze brushing through the balcony curtains. Taehyung sat on a lounge chair, his long legs stretched, his elbow resting against the railing as he stared blankly at the city lights. His phone lay in his hand, screen glowing faintly as he scrolled through his contacts. He lingered on each name, but swiped past quickly. Who would he even call? He didn't have friends, not the kind you could pour your heart out to. Whenever he tried, V always outshined him. People gravitated to V like moths to light, leaving Taehyung invisible in the background. His head fell back against the chair, a heavy sigh escaping his lips. For years, he worked silently, cutting fabrics, sketching designs, managing orders, struggling without family support, yet no one noticed. No one. Until her. A faint smile tugged at his lips. Wyan, the way her eyes sparkled when she saw his designs earlier, the way she caught the shine in his voice when he talked about KTH fabrics, it had sent goosebumps across his skin. No one had ever looked at his work like that before. No one had ever seen him. He bit his bottom lip, his cheeks warming. "Why is she affecting me like this?" She was bold, sharp with her words, but she made his heart race in ways he couldn't explain. Just then, his phone buzzed in his hand. He straightened up, startled. The caller ID flashed. Lee Wai, and his posture stiffened immediately, clearing his throat. He swiped to answer. Why yes, his voice cracked slightly. Why Mr. Kim? YN's playful tone came through. Were you thinking about me all day? Taehyung's eyes widened. No, I was just. He froze, realizing what he was about to admit, then blurted nervously, not all day. Just now, I mean not before now. I wasn't. YN laughed softly on the other end, the sound making his ears burn. Relax, Taehyung. I was teasing. He exhaled slowly, pressing his palm against his chest. I actually called to ask, her voice softened. What did you think about my offer? Taehyung blinked. Which one? Oh, she drawled. Both wedding and business. His throat dried. Words got stuck somewhere between his chest and lips. He opened his mouth, but nothing came out. Mr. Kim, YN teased again, her voice low. Are you really going to reject this pretty lady? No, he blurted too quickly, panicking. So YN chuckled. Is that a yes? Aye, his voice cracked. Then it settled. She interrupted, as if it was the most natural thing in the world. We're getting married next week. If that's okay with you, next week. Taehyung almost dropped his phone. Yes, she replied firmly. Do you have a problem with that? No, he whispered, cheeks flaming. Good, YN said smoothly. Next week it is. Then. Now let's talk business. Taehyung quickly latched onto that subject to escape the heat rushing through his veins. YN, $30 million is too much. I can't. Why, Taehyung? She cut in, her tone suddenly serious. Your family is breathing down your neck, trying to prove you're nothing without them. And here I am giving you the chance to prove yourself, to rise higher than all of them, and you're refusing. Don't you want to show them who you really are? His hand gripped the phone tighter. I do, but... she said firmly, I am going to be your wife in a few days. What's mine is yours. After you succeed, you can pay me back and reclaim your 30% if you want. But right now, Taehyung, all you need is money, space, and recognition, and I have all three. He shut his eyes, his chest tightened, the fear creeping back. What if I fail? Taehyung, her voice softened this time. No teasing, just warmth. You won't. You have the brain, the skills, the dedication. I've seen it with my own eyes. You're just afraid to outshine everyone. But it's time you did. Please, do it for me. Her words landed like a weight and a comfort at the same time. His lips trembled. Oh, okay. He finally whispered. Yes. YN almost squealed. That's like my husband. Taehyung's face turned scarlet. His free hand covered his mouth, but he couldn't stop the tiny smile forming. All right then, YN continued. We should tell our families about the marriage. Taehyung's stomach dropped. Yes, can we? Keep the business partnership just between us, for now. Of course, YN said without hesitation. This is business. It has nothing to do with our families. Her reassurance made his heart settle. Maybe for the first time in years, he felt seen, chosen not as a replacement for V, not as someone in the shadows, but as himself. And that thought kept him awake long after the call ended, staring at the stars with a tiny, uncontrollable smile. The next morning, the Kim Mansion dining hall was filled with the usual clinking of spoons and light chatter. Mr. Kim sat at the head of the long table, reading the business section of the paper, while Mrs. Kim poured tea into her delicate porcelain cup. V, as always, sat with confidence. Taehyung, however, looked different, dressed neatly, his posture straighter than usual. There was a quiet determination in his eyes. He waited until everyone was served before clearing his throat. Tae, I have something important to say. The table went silent. All eyes turned to him, some curious, others dismissive. Mr. Kim, lowering his paper, go on. Tae, calm but firm yesterday. YN and I made a decision. We are getting married. The words dropped like a bomb. Mrs. Kim, nearly spilling her tea, am married. Taehyung, next week? Tae, nodding yes. Next week. A stunned silence stretched across the table. Jia, whispering, "Why died next week?" "That's impossible. What did she even see in you?" Mia, still shocked, she really chose you over V. V's chair screeched loudly as he pushed it back, fury written all over his face. V, coldly, his voice sharp so she actually went through with it. "I thought she would realize what a failure you are and reject you in the end." But no, he let out a humorless laugh, slamming his phone on the table. "She really chose you." Tae steady, looking right at him. "Yes, she did, because it was her decision. Not father's, not mother's, not yours, hers, and she made it very clear." V's jaw tightened, anger flashing in his eyes. Without another word, he stood abruptly and left the hall, the echo of his footsteps lingering in the silence. Mrs. Kim, staring at Taehyung, still processing so soon. This is happening in just a few days. Mr. Kim, exhaling deeply, his tone unreadable. "I did not expect this. Not this soon." The sisters exchanged looks of disbelief, trying to understand what YN had seen in Taehyung that she was willing to defy expectations so boldly. But Taehyung didn't waver. His calm gaze and quiet strength left no space for arguments. The decision had been made. At the Lee mansion, the atmosphere was relaxed compared to the storm brewing in the Kim's house. In's parents sat in the grand sitting room, sipping tea, still unaware of the bomb their daughter was about to drop. "Mr. Lee, you wanted to talk to us, sweetheart?" In took a deep breath, her eyes sparkling with determination. "YN, yes, Ape, Ama. I've made my decision." Her mother tilted her head, curious. "Mrs. Lee, decision about the Kim brothers?" YN nodded. "YN, I'm not marrying V. I chose Taehyung. And we are getting married next week." Her parents froze, shock flashing across their faces. "Mr. Lee, and next week? What's the rush? YN, there's no need to hurry. We could plan something bigger, next month maybe." But before he could finish, YN shook her head firmly, cutting him off. "No, Appa, I don't want to wait. I finally found the right man. And I feel like I need to wrap him in a marriage certificate before he runs away." Her words carried so much passion and seriousness that for a moment, her parents were stunned. But then, as her bold line sank in, both Mr. and Mrs. Lee burst out laughing. Mrs. Lee, covering her mouth, amused ague, "You sound like you're the one chasing him." Mr. Lee, still chuckling, shaking his head. "So this is really what you want?" Taehyung, out of all people. YN, smiling softly, her voice steady. "Yes, he's the one. He makes me feel seen, respected, and I know he'll never use me as a pawn. This is my choice, and I'm certain." Her parents exchanged a long look, their laughter fading into quiet smiles. They could see it in her eyes, the sincerity, the determination, and the love she was trying to protect. Finally, Mr. Lee nodded. "Mr. Lee, all right then. If this is your choice, we will support you." Mrs. Lee, sighing with a small smile, "Just make sure you don't regret wrapping him up so tightly." YN laughed, her heart feeling lighter. She had secured her parents' blessing. Later that evening, YN called Taehyung. He was in his room sketching quietly, but the moment he saw her name flash on the screen, shy smile tugged at his lips. "Taehyung, hello. Did you tell them?" YN, "Yes, I did." He froze, waiting for her to explain. Taehyung and YN smiling. They were shocked at first, but they agreed. They asked why the rush, and I told them something. "Taehyung, what did you say?" In bit her lip, debating whether to tease him or be serious. I told them I feel like I found the right man. And I need to wrap him in a marriage certificate before he runs away. There was a silence on the other end. Taehyung, eyes widening, choking on his own breath. "Why you said that?" YN burst out laughing at his panicked tone. YN, "Yes, Mr. Kim, exactly that." Taehyung leaned back in his chair, covering his face with his hands. His ears turned red instantly, and his heart started racing. Taehyung, mumbling, embarrassed, but secretly happy ace. How can you say things like that so easily? In Because It's True, you're worth fighting for, Taehyung. And I'm not letting anyone steal you away from me. His lips parted slightly, his chest tightening with an emotion he hadn't felt in years, being chosen, being wanted, being loved without conditions. Taehyung, softly, almost whispering YN, do you know what you're doing to me? In Yes, making you blush and reminding you that you're mine. Her teasing made him laugh nervously, his heart thumping so loudly he was afraid she could hear it through the phone. Taehyung, you're unbelievable, but deep down, he wanted to hear her say that every single day.